Hello, gamers and geeks, and welcome to another TTRPG session. And, yes, a non-specific TTRPG that shall not be named. But we're playing a homebrew called The Fall of Misra. We're searching for a dragon called Sterling. And, yeah, would the players like to tell us who they're playing? Please and thank you. Oh yes, yeah, I suppose you would need your character sheet, wouldn't you?
I am playing Ubdao, the sassy winged tiefling who is College of Creation, with a few levels in cleric.
Forge cleric specifically.
Forge cleric, and he has discovered he is pretty decent at riding.
Okay.
Very well.
Who next? Phrasing.
I'll tell you that. I am playing Ditcher Hallis, the pure great old one warlock. Earth Genasi, Nomic Earth Genasi.
Yes, a short Genasi.
Yes.
A squat Genasi, if you will.
That as well. Genasi in the shape of a gnome.
Mm-hmm.
I was transitioning.
Anyway.
Oh, what's
the hell?
Name?
Sorry.
What do you want us to call you?
I turned my phone on and forgot the volume was still on, because I turned it on so that I could have the stream running while we play.
Anyway,
no worries, mate.
And who is mysterious, kind of, if you think he is. Anyway, turn done.
I'm Frank Swiftwing, a Owlin with Dampier features, samurai fighter, dragon monk, and yeah, man, we had to take some bastards, and we've taken another step of purging some of the undead energy.
Yep, absolutely. We'll explain more of that in a bit. Last but not least, Ravenberg.
Yep, I'm Tommy Tauntaun. My friends call me Tommy. I am a Warforged Artificer.
Woo.
And I am trying to figure out the best way to weaponize the Sunstone.
Yeah.
I really want to just make some, grenades. I don't know how that
Make
works.
some grenades. Okay.
Yes. I don't know how that would work. We'll figure it out.
Maybe something closer to a flashbang?
Well, no, it has to do damage.
We'll talk about that in a sec. But first, what happened last time we played?
Hey.
That seems like it's my cue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
After the death of Bandit in the session previous
to
last session, yes, the recap raccoon.
Yes.
Now the recap.
Still with us in spirit.
Yes.
The recap revenant, if you will.
I am now. Yeah, the recap revenant. That's the new name. And the party decided to mess around with Bandit's body because Bandit said, "Oh, I don't have anything to do with it. Feel free." This resulted in Ubdal absorbing, trying to absorb some of Bandit's body into the life glass, the life glass around their neck.
But not before Brom had already taken your foot for luck, so he's got a lucky raccoon's foot now, and your tail because it was floofy.
And that, yes. After the the remainers of the body. The remains of the body had been carved up. Abdel went to absorb it because Bandit said, "Oh yeah, use it as energy. Why not?" But this,
But it's a
this
corpse.
yes, it's the corpse, and corpse is only negative energy if no energy.
Yeah, there's
If
no life
there is
energy
any
to
energy.
absorb from a corpse. Yes.
Yes. Which resulted in the first
Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah.
Which was quickly
Nice.
named Hula.
Yes, it got sort of named itself Hewler as it groaned into existence. Yes.
With the help of Abdal.
Yes.
A character. This is during this fight. A character just decided. A character came from the distance and decided to help out with the fight. This was the new character, Ditchahalus, who introduced themselves, then promptly blasted the ghost of Bandit to get rid of it. So Bandit is now no longer relevant.
Well,
Probably.
My headcanon is that he just slipped into the ethereal plane and is still watching the party from beyond the veil.
Entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah, probably that.
Keeping an eye on that.
He was very slippery.
Keeping an eye on that Ditchahalus.
Yeah, that sounds like a vibe. That sounds like a plan. Where afterwards, a group of knights soon crossed the path we were on, just chatting about. The new character introduced himself to the party, and vice versa. Where a group of death knights soon.
It appeared to be a knight and his retinue.
Yes.
And then when you got closer, you realised they were dead, or rather, undead.
Indeedies.
But they didn't seem to be fully aware of it.
Yes, they think they were still alive at this point.
Yeah.
The party hid upon their sight, and overheard them talking about killing the dragon. This is the first mention of Wormsbane.
Yes, because that's the title that this knight has given himself, that he feels he has earned because of him slaying several dragons.
Yes. The party decided to shadow the movements of this group because they kind of want to meet the dragon and say hello, how you doing? Please help. We won the fight, and 6 of the supporters came back to the nearest purple flame. The only reason why the big boy knight, Mr. Wormsbane, didn't come back is because Tommy absorbed the Death Knight's spirit. And then, a little bit of a long rest.
Unless, of course, Tommy decides to summon him like a fucking Pokemon.
No, I have other plans for it.
Leveling style.
Okay.
Yeah, and then because flying is quite useful, and having someone who can't fly or struggles to fly is kind of inconvenient to the party.
So he built you some wings.
Ditcher got some wings, some gargoyle like glider wings from Tommy using energy, Tommy using the energy from the souls he's absorbed.
So yes,
and that's where we pinned it.
Yes, you've
after
got
the long rest.
A pair of leathery sails growing from your shoulder blades.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
I can't complain about.
Sorry?
I cannot complain about that, you know.
You long rested, got all your hit points and spell slots back. Is there anything in particular you would have done with your downtime besides taking in turns to keep watch?
Probably
wing push-ups.
Wing push-ups.
Yes.
Okay. Is that where you will lay on your back and push yourself up with your wings instead of your arms?
Yes, let's call it that.
What did you envision? Or did you not get that far?
The other way round, where he's on his front trying to use his wings to push himself up. But actually, the way you did was pretty good.
Yeah, the wings are the wings grow from your back, so it would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it would be you're laying on your back and then pushing yourself up at an angle with your wings.
I don't have the greatest strength, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, why don't you make an athletics check? Why don't you make an athletics check to see how well or not that goes?
Athletics check.
+1.
Okay. Make sure I'm in the right chat.
Uh-huh. You are. Yep. 17. Yeah. Yeah. You do all right. Maybe it's because you're not particularly heavy, but either way, you do some impressive wing push-ups. And what's everyone else up to? Tommy, I know you're studying the Sunstone. Yes?
Correct.
Let's have you make an insight check to see if inspiration strikes. I'm assuming that with your passive arcana of 19, you've already you've already analyzed its properties. You just need to turn that data into something useful now. And
I could add a +4 to that, but I don't think 13 will make a difference.
it might. Are you going to?
Yeah, well, why not?
Okay. So, you realize that the light emitted by this stone is fairly constant, and if you could capture it and focus it through a set of lenses, you might be able to use it in a similar way that one might use the light of the sun and a magnifying glass to fry ants.
Interesting. How do I want to go about this? I still have the axe, so I have 2 uses of fabricate.
Mm-hmm. So you can turn some of the. You've recently turned some area of, especially if you were just sitting there with the sunstone out. Some of more of the ashy wastes in your vicinity would have turned into clean sand.
Alright, so I can turn that into, glass lens.
Yeah. Technically it's the wrong type of sand, but fuck it, I'll allow it.
You could always employ Frank's help, because he can basically be a constant source of heat.
It is still... Well, he doesn't need that. Like, he has fabricate. He can take sand, which is basically silicon, and reshape it into any shape he wants using the spell, including a solid lens of glass.
Alright, so I would take the time to fabricate the lens.
Mm-hmm.
But what am I going to do after that? Alright, so I get... Alright, because I only need a shorter rest, I would have longer downtime. Correct?
Yeah, well, kind of. You still need 6 hours of sentry mode. But then you're still conscious in a way. So you could have been theorizing and planning during your sentry mode. And then...
yeah, because I'm thinking I'm going to create the lens using Fabricate. And I'm going to actually build a casing using like my regular tools and the metals I already have on hand.
Nice.
Because I think I can fabricate an entire, like, we can only have one more use of it.
Yeah. But I'm going to say you can use the Fabricate to not... Because you can make quite a lot with Fabricate. As long as you've got the material.
Right, but then that raises a question: do I need to roll anything then to do this properly?
Do an Arcana check.
No, that's not 20. That's 30. Plus 8. 23.
Nice.
Damn.
So, with the Fabricate, you not only create a set of lenses to focus the beam. So you've got one convex and one concave. So one will bend the light into a single point, and the other will bend the light back so that becomes a consistent beam rather than spreading out again. And also you'll also be creating the glass necessary to make into a curved mirror that sits behind the sunstone to capture and reflect any light that goes the wrong way back towards the lenses. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want to be really fancy, you can make it a prism instead of a mirror.
I mean, was I a good enough roll for that?
Oh, hell yeah, you got a 23.
Okay, then it's a prism.
Sweet. So yeah, you make all the glass components with your Fabricate, and then once that's done, you basically create a metal
Alright, so the point of this is to disperse the light in a straight beam, correct?
Yes. So it's basically just...
So I'm just going to throw this idea out there.
Go on.
He created a cannon.
Or a laser pointer.
It would be a large... It would be a large-scale laser pointer, but yes. I imagine that you would have some sort of shutter attached to a trigger mechanism so that it's not constantly producing a beam of concentrated sunlight.
You're cutting through shit.
I'm sorry, what?
We don't need you cutting through shit.
I mean, but what if it's undead? Don't you want to cut through them?
You get what I mean? Turn on the lightsaber, forget to turn it off, turn around, and straight through a dude.
Well, this isn't a lightsaber. This is more like a death ray.
Similar logic. You don't want to be melting through things constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can think of it similar to, like, design-wise, Mega Man's blaster. Like, every time the trigger is pressed, the shutter immediately closes, so rather than firing a straight beam, it shoots like an energy pellet.
Uh-huh. Except it travels so fast you don't see it move across the screen. It just...
Yeah.
Because it literally travels at the speed of light.
But it's the same general concept like that.
Yes. Yeah.
That way it's not constantly, extra firing.
Yes. To that end, you might want to fine-tune it so that it's only focused lethally when the shutter is open, because otherwise you would just burn right through the shutter.
A sun sword?
And call it a sun sword.
We already have those.
Yeah, you already have sun blades. Now this is, like I said, this is more like basically a lethal flashlight.
I'm thinking radiant cannon.
Radiant cannon, that works.
Yeah. And after all, you invented it. You get the right to name it. Anyway.
And I'll just be working on that while everybody else is doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, Sunzuka. Yep.
I actually like that one. The Sunzuka.
Wing push up 15. Yeah, you'll get to 17 and then run out of puff. Oh, you skipped over 16, did you?
They're just doing that.
Cheater.
Doing it that quickly.
Do it again.
Flump. What are Frank and Ditcher up to during their downtime?
Frank is probably doing some monk shit.
Sorry, I have to address something. Why are your pants on the floor?
As in panting, puffing.
That's not what you said, though. You said your pants are on the floor.
You know what I mean.
Yes, but that's because I'm not American.
Damn, you are correct.
I is not Americanized, Jersey, but puffing on the floor. There we go.
That's funny because in the UK, puff means something else too.
It's fine.
But anyway.
With water.
Look, fill with your pants on the ground. Yes. Anyway, sorry. Frank, you were saying.
Yeah, Frank's doing some monk stuff. You know, meditation, practicing moves.
Indeed, you're just doing your whole Tai Chi thing. Yeah.
And Frank's kind of noticing that, his senses seem a little sharper than before, and weirdly enough, able to control his mind a little more easily.
Okay. Why is that? Is that to do with your level up?
Yeah, level up features, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. I'm going to have to have a quick look and remind myself what monks get at level 7, because now I'm curious. I
get invaded and stillness of mind.
Ah, so it's the stillness of mind you're referring to. Gotcha.
Yeah, the ability to be able to basically cancel out the frightened and armed effect.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. And Ditcher.
Hello.
Yes, what you doing?
Ditcher will be found. Ditcher will probably likely be in more of like a quiet area of the camp. Like it's more hidden, and he'll be talking to his patron to basically just so he can do spell prep. Basically a spell prep.
Okay. Learning some new stuff from your patron.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool beanies. All right. Any end of long rest stuff you need to do before we start the game? Before we start today, should I say? No?
No.
I believe technically artificers choose their infusions at the end of a long rest. Invocation. No. Yeah, infusions.
Don't they also do that with their spells?
Yeah. There's quite a few. Yeah. Technically, clerics, for example, I choose their spells at the end of a long rest, but now it used to be in older editions of this unnamed game that if you didn't spend an hour praying for your spells, you just didn't have any that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, they 5e is a little less strict with that. But anyway.
Anywho.
Meow. So the plan after the tiny hut drops is to continue heading north and finding this dragon, yes?
Oui.
And you want to do so in the air to avoid any complications, yes?
Oui.
Yeah.
Oui, monsieur.
Yeah.
Has sunstone out to purify air.
Smart.
Oh, I probably should try out these wings, shouldn't I? I should.
Yeah. So we're going to approach this. You want me to do it?
I'm assuming
Well,
that you're practicing your levitation to get up, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be doing jump. I'll be doing casting jump for it.
Okay.
Free will jump. And he'll should I roll for how well I do?
If you're actually just gonna jump, then yes. But I thought you picked up the Eldritch Invocation that lets you hover.
Which one was that? Which one was that? I picked up Otherworldly Leap thinking that was the one.
Yes. Ascendant Step.
Oh, that's it.
Allows you to cast.
I meant to pick up that one.
Allows you to cast Levitate on yourself at will.
That's it.
Otherworldly Leap lets you cast Jump on yourself at will without expending a spell slot. I'll let you switch them out if you want.
Thank you. Because I forgot.
Ascendant Step. So you're just going to hover, which is cool.
I'll do that.
Yeah, Frank also help you up, and you just whomp.
He's just hovering in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Frank just going fucking magic.
Hey, I mean, what? You can't say you're not that magical, Mr. Punchy Man.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Magic.
Mine's literally coming from basically focusing my mind.
So is mine. I'm focusing on being in the air.
I have built-in wings.
Yeah.
I don't even need to use magic. It says Ubdao fluttering past. Be jealous. Tommy, do you want to use my Pegasus?
Sure, why not?
And with that, Frank will basically, dash, fly up at his normal movement.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to carry Brom?
It's like, I guess I'm doing it.
You're all right. I'll make my own way there, says Brom.
All right.
I don't think we should. I don't think you should, Brom. I don't doubt your strength, but there's one of you against a lot of undead.
And your blood does make you a beacon.
I'm pretty sneaky. pretty sure I can get by them on my own.
I do.
Your funeral.
He does look sneakier than me, and I somehow managed. I managed by being sneaky, so he should too. If I assume him correctly.
Yeah.
Just holler if you need
Yeah,
us.
imagine.
My hope is you will have no idea where I am until I decide to reappear.
Alright. Mountain, here we come.
I suppose so.
Okay. And Brom disappears into the cover. And
Never been able to figure out how he's able to do that.
anyway, so you fly, and you have
Flat.
wrong tab. There we go. Level 14. 4 of you.
Level 14?
That's what you are, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That is what we
Correct.
are.
Yep.
He's trying to figure out their purple CR.
Just in case you come across anything, fun on your travels through the sky.
Yeah, Cardboard Fight Club is up, I can guarantee.
Flat.
Why do I hear boss music?
Take this, you'll need it.
It's dangerous to go
Hey,
alone.
listen!
This flying thing is weird.
You're not doing it right, compared to the others.
Yeah. In comparison to us, you're not having the focus on flapping occasionally to maintain lift.
Sounds like I'm winning.
No
Well,
fun
to be
and
fair,
games.
your style of flying does require a less amount of effort, so.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Though, at least with your style of things, I think even if your magic might be... I think if your magic disturbed, you'll at least be able to maintain some form of airborne.
That is true. And then
Or at
if
least glide back down.
Yeah. At this point, Ditchu will be at your level. Will be at the level of everyone after casting jump, levitate like a few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Decasting and recasting just to get your level.
Yeah.
He could
Frank is,
probably
as usual,
kick
not
off
going full speed.
What was that?
Or-
technically, like, kick off one of us and use that to get some height and stuff.
You can levitate off of one of the other flyers. That's funny.
Hell yeah.
I kind of want to see him bounce between me, Tommy on the Pegasus, and
So
Frank
he's just
now.
pinballing between you as you're flying along. Oh, that's great.
Hell yeah.
That would line up.
Yes, it would. Okay.
I think we should fly in some sort of arrow formation and take it in turns so we don't tire as quickly.
Frank will probably lead that because Frank is already purposely slowing down.
Why? Oh, because you're faster
He
than
travels at
everyone else.
45 and we travel at 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
He...
Just funky.
Funky Cole McKenna. So yeah, you're flying. You're fast approaching the what used to be the Great Mountain, and is now a big hole. In reality, surrounded by a still impressive, but somewhat smaller ring of stone. And as you get closer, you see the silver dragon in the air, but he seems to be in combat with something. Something seems to be harassing him as he flies.
There's a dragon. There's a living, breathing dragon.
Is that your guy?
Yep, I think that's Sterling.
What do you say? We going for some backup?
Can we see what he's fighting?
Well, he himself is kind of huge, but as you get closer, you do see a medium-sized tiefling-like figure.
Is that another living tiefling?
That? Did someone from my village survive? Is that one of the 4 gods?
It is not. You don't recognize this person, and yet you kinda do. He seems very familiar, like there's a vibe off him that just fits the whole aesthetic that Cakestand used to have before it fell.
He definitely looks familiar, but I can't quite pin it. Definitely looks like he's from Cakestand.
Should we be concerned?
I'm going to attempt to fly a little closer and then I'm going to try to message Sterling, do you need a hand?
I'll stay near the back. Don't want him thinking I'm backup for this guy attacking him.
As you see this figure bamf behind the dragon and laugh at the flustered flying lizard, you get the telepathic message back. Yes, this bastard keeps moving. He won't sit. He just won't stay still.
Do you know who he is?
I believe he called himself Lord Braziel.
Wait.
He's a particularly powerful devil.
Alright, so I'm going to relay this information to everybody else. And do we have a chance to react?
Yeah, I mean, you see, these guys are engaged in combat. You can do something to prepare.
Alright, well prepared, so I'm just going to get ready with a spell.
And then roll initiative to see what order you actually do stuff in, please. Is that what?
Isn't Braziel the name of the former?
Yeah, he's one of the big guys trying to take over Hell at the moment.
He's the devil.
Well, in his
Is
timeline.
always there.
No, in...
We don't know what he's doing in this one.
I was more wondering if it was the former owner of Bandit.
No, that's a different one.
That's a different dude.
Yeah, that's a different fella.
Raziel, if I recall, is currently trying to take over Hell. He's causing a bunch of issues. This is not a guy to underestimate.
Okay.
Who wants
like
to
a fun
be
fight.
enlarged?
I'm sorry?
Who wants to be enlarged?
Oh.
I'm sure the dragon would love it.
Wouldn't that make it even harder to hit a smaller target?
Oh, dang, he has a...
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I'm gonna add a +4 to my roll with Flash of Genius.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So, Tommy goes first. Followed immediately, almost simultaneously, by Obdal. And then Braziel. And Frank. Ditcher. Okay, so Tommy, what you doing?
Sorry, I'm trying to spell this correctly.
THIS.
There we go.
Oh, Psychic Lance. Very nice. So you're going to get yourself within 120 feet and then lance the fucker?
Yep. Intelligence save.
Alright.
Come on, scramble that brain.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, that's a fail.
Oh, he has advantage. Sorry.
Oh, damn.
Of course.
Still a fail!
And, okay, he's using a legendary resistance.
Oh, you bastard.
He's going to turn it.
Still takes half damage.
Yes.
12.
Okie dokie.
Not bad.
That's not bad at all. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
He is going to use a legendary action to force the dragon to make a wisdom save. Dragon passes, I believe. Yes. Okay. And then Obdal, your turn.
I cast Enlarge on Tommy.
No,
Why not?
He doesn't
because
Tommy
I'm on
is
the
on the
Pegasus.
Pegasus.
Why would you enlarge me?
Fair point. Alright.
Enlarge the Pegasus,
Why?
so we can do more damage.
It would be better.
Can the Pegasus even attack?
Technically, yes, but there's not really much it can do.
Yeah.
I will.
Oh, it doesn't have the charge thing. Well, I got some working air anyway.
I will enlarge. Ooh, do you want me to enlarge you?
You don't have to enlarge anybody. You know that, right?
No.
I mean, you got other spells, right? Besides that.
I know, it's just a pretty effective spell. Oh, animate object.
Yeah, but we're in the air. I don't think enlarging anyone is a good idea. Maybe Frank, technically.
I will cast.
You got a new spell, remember?
Sunbeam.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could
yeah.
you get Sunbeam up for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good spell.
A beam of brilliant light flashes out from your hand in a 5-foot wide, 60-foot long line. Each creature in the line must make a Constitution saving throw. And I wonder if Tommy will be a little frustrated that Obdal manages to just project from his hand the same thing that you've been carefully crafting.
I mean, not really.
Okay. And anyway.
He'd be curious about how he did it, but he wouldn't really be,
Does a 21 pass?
Yes. So you take on a failed save, did it radiant damage on next one? On a successful taste, it takes half as much damage and isn't blinded by the spell undead. And oozes have disadvantage. I don't think he's an undead or an ooze.
No, he is neither. So
6.
yes. So half of 68 radiant damage.
It's still better than no
actually,
damage.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, it does take half. Yeah. So half of 34 is 17.
That's still a good amount of damage.
Oh yeah.
As I mutter in Infernal. What the flap do you think you're doing? Stop trying to stab the dragon. You're going to get yourself killed.
Child of my mortal city, you should know as well as I do that the dragon's plans interfere with our own. And then he...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Then he teleports. Bamps to another point. 120 feet away. The other side of the dragon, again. And then it's his turn. And yeah, he continues to actually, yeah, he's not going to do that yet. He is going to force the dragon to make a charisma save.
Oh, it's a good thing that was said in Abyssal.
Oh.
Infernal.
And that's a pass. Yeah. Braziel continues to say in Inferno, this world has fallen to the whims of the dragon. There are no souls to collect here, and it's their fault. Frank, it's your turn.
Alright. What kind of range are we seeing with this guy?
So he is currently let's say about 360 feet away from no, not that far. 180 feet away from you.
Okay, 20.
So if you move 50, that would get you within 100. Actually, let's say 170, just so that the math is easier for you. If you move 50 feet, you'll be within 120 feet of it.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my fighting spirit.
Fighting spirit? What does your fighting spirit do? Sorry?
Which allows me advantage on each attack for a round and gives me a +5. Adds 5 temporary HP to my current pool.
Okay. But what attacks can you do from 120 feet away?
My bow.
Oh. Go for it. with advantage.
R2D20 plus 8. ADV.
That's a crit. You got...
Nice.
And he just goes, get the fuck off him!
Even the 20 gets you a hit. So, that's gonna be 3d8 plus 6.
So that's a result.
It's a shame that you don't have some rogue levels, huh?
Okay, that plus 3, so plus 6.
Yeah. Remember, it's critical, so yes, perfect. 27.
Oh, not that far from max damage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is your bow magical?
No.
Sad.
Is he immune?
No, he's resistant. He's resistant to non-magical attacks.
Whew.
Go away. All right. Stupid pop-up. So that was Frank and Ditcher.
Okay, applying real-world physics to the Magic game, could I drop leaping and then fly at a downwards angle to get more than 30 feet?
You want to glide.
At a somewhat downward angle.
Yeah.
So I get more than 30 feet.
Yes, for every foot that you would drop, you actually glide forward 2 feet.
Ah, yeah.
That's the usual rule for gliding in this game. So, yeah.
Cool. So I need to do like 20.
So how far up?
20 downwards. I am. How far up is everyone else?
Yeah. I imagine.
I think you said you've. Like, well, I think Frank said he flew up to like 50 feet before.
That's him
at the start of it.
Well, that's his movement. So yeah, if he went straight up, he would be 50 feet in the air.
Yeah.
I imagine we stayed at that level-ish.
Okay. So that means that you can, that you can drop concentration on levitate, essentially enter free fall, which would normally send you 500 feet straight down, except you're only 50 feet up. So it would be 50 feet straight down in less than 6 seconds, in 0.6 of a second. But instead, you are going to glide forward 100 feet before you touch the ground.
I'm not
If that's what you're
gonna glide. I'm not gonna glide all the way. I'm gonna glide to like I'm in range.
And what is range?
120.
For your
Because Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so you're just going to glide forward about 50 feet.
Yes.
Which would put you about 25 feet down? Like, below the...
That sounds about right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good enough. And Eldritch Blaster.
Eldritch Blast. Just because of trigonometry, it would have to be a little more than... Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't re-triggering levitate take an action?
It does.
Uh-huh. So he's gonna... Yeah, he has to take care of that next turn.
That's next turn.
Yeah,
that's a next turn job.
That's future Ditch's problem. Okay, only the...
We're a downer, I'm just
Yeah, we know.
questioning it.
Oh, you ain't worry. That's been thought of already.
28.
Fair enough.
28 hits. The others don't.
Cool.
And you're using Lance of Lethargy.
I will. D10 plus 5. Wait, is it plus? Is it really plus? Oh, it is plus 5. Wait, no, I just mistyped it.
It's plus 9.
I mistyped it.
Oh, you mean for the charisma modifier?
Yeah,
It's plus 4.
I mistyped it.
Yes.
13 damage.
13 damage, and the lethargy
Minus
reduces the
10
creature's
feet.
speed by 10 feet. And that's all magic, baby, so that goes through. Okay. And then it's Sterling's turn. Sterling is gonna attempt to force a dexterity save from Braz. Ooh. This is probably not going to go Sterling's way. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a fail. So, Braziel takes 10 points of damage. Well, 5 points of damage because it's non-magical. But more importantly, gets knocked prone, which means he's knocked out of the sky. And since we're 50 feet up, that's another 5d10 fall damage. No, 5d6 fall damage. What am I doing? 5d6. Oh, who left? Noodle? Oh, okay.
Noodle.
Lumen.
I thought I wondered why you'd gone.
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Is it holding?
Sorry?
Is the signal holding? Noodle?
I think that's directed at you. Yeah, it seems to be working for the moment, right, Noodle? Okay, maybe not. So this is probably about to go very differently from the way I planned this fight. Because as Sterling flies down in pursuit, flying 40 feet down, he's also going to let loose with his breath attack, causing Braz to make a con save. Since it's a magical attack, he has advantage. 19 is a fail. Braz is paralyzed for a minute until he can repeat the saving throw at the end of his success. And so, yeah, I don't want... Yeah, obviously, he wouldn't willingly do that. He's going to use another legendary resistance to pass that instead. But that does mean he's burned 2 legendary resistances so far.
Sounds like he's running out of steam.
He might have to bump away.
Indeed. Speaking of which, he is now going to teleport onto Sterling's back as a legendary action. Tommy, it's your turn.
Alright, how far away is Sterling?
So Sterling is about 40 feet off the ground. Well, actually, no, sorry. Nice. He only needed to have dropped 20 feet to be in range of his breath attack, so... And we said we were 50 feet up. Yeah, we're only 50 feet up. Yeah, he didn't even need to do that. Yeah, okay, fuck it. He's still 50 feet in the air.
Alright, well, I'm going to move closer, and then I'm going to do this.
Summon Draconic Spirit. You call forth the Draconic Spirit. It manifests in an occupied space that you can see within range. Okay. So you're going to do him directly above Sterling?
Yeah.
So that it would be able to attack Brass?
Yep.
Yeah. Okie doke.
And it almost kind of, I mean, I don't think they really know what this is, but it resembles a gem dragon.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, that way I can gain one of the resistances, so I'm choosing necrotic.
Nice. Well played.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how to get. As a gem dragon, it gets resistance to force, necrotic, psychic, radiant, and thunder damage.
Very cool. Dow.
Well, no, now it gets to go.
Now, sorry. Oh, now the
It's just
the Draconic Spirit gets to go. Yes, go for it.
Let me see. Where's the? So that's +9 to hit, and he gets 2 of those. Oh wow, those are terrible.
Those do not hit. Okay. You actually reminded me that there was something else that I wanted Brass to do before we pass to Ubdal, and that's make a legendary action attack against the dragon. You see him pull out this wicked looking black blade. And thrust it into Sterling's neck. It does 10 plus 4 plus an additional 3d10. Okay, and 15. So, Sterling's max is reduced by 15, and he takes 21 points of damage.
Oh yeah, that's not very nice of him.
So yeah, that's effectively, yeah. He's just shortened his lifespan by 15. Yeah, so it's like doing 36 points of damage to him altogether. It's rough. And yeah, it is now Ubdal's turn.
I would like to hit him with another sunbeam. It's a concentration spell, if I recall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's concentration, and so long as concentrating, they keep making new beams.
Yes, yeah. So you can do it as a free action without... Well, it still costs an action, but it doesn't burn another spell slot.
Okay, so it's an action, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can reduce his likelihood to save with my inspiration? No, I think I can only...
You don't have cutting words. That's a different type of bard.
Yeah, bard.
Okay.
Alrighty. Then I am going to...
Shoot him with a beam, yes?
Yes, I will shoot him with a beam. Can you please make a con save?
Indeed. Yep.
Dang it, well you take...
He's not paralyzed because he...
I'm happy.
Legendary resistance did.
Okay, my bad.
It's alright.
3D.
Oh yeah, it's 23 passes, right?
Yep. 3D6 divided by 2. How do you do the divide by 2 again?
/2.
/2.
So, yeah, the key that has the... Yep, perfect. 3 points of damage.
3 points of fluff. Can I offer an inspiration?
Oh shit! I just realised you'd have to be. Oh yeah, there is an angle. That yeah. So you were aiming specifically for Braziel. You weren't
Yes.
shooting through Sterling at the same time, right?
No.
Yeah.
Wait,
Anyway,
wasn't
go
that
on.
meant to be 6d6, not 3d6?
Yes. So, yeah, roll that again. 3d6 divided by 2. Okay, so it's 8 points of damage that you've done altogether.
That's a little better. Can I use my bardic advantage thingy on the dragon?
Yes, you can give Sterling bardic inspiration. That's fine.
I will give Sterling a bardic inspiration, and
That's-
I will mutter.
Okay,
Wait.
let's double check the Sunbeam spell. Yeah, it's actually 6d8. Let's do it again. So we'll do it properly this time. 6d8
Alright.
divided by 2.
Okay. 68 -2. 16.
Wow, that is a lot more respectable. That's basically double the damage. It's twice as much damage as you did before. So, yeah.
And Ubdao is going to say in Infernal, "You're letting your hate consume you, sir. This is not a good idea."
We're not in some sort of play. At the end of your turn, Sterling is going to take a legendary action to do a tail attack using your bardic inspiration to give him advantage. Plus 13 ADV. Womp. That hits. He does... Seven points of damage to Braziel.
Sir, you hit him very hard.
And then it's Braziel's turn, and Braziel is going to continue monologuing. Trust me, child, this is for the best. With the dragons out of the way, we will be free to shape the world as it is meant to be. We can end the wars in the material plane and the lower planes. We will have order. We will have peace. And yeah, Frank.
Yep.
What do you do?
Right. Where is he currently?
Currently, he seems to still be on Sterling's back.
Distance-wise, I was more inferring.
You're still within 120 feet of him.
Got ya.
So if you move another 50 feet, that will put you 70 feet away from him.
All right. Let's see here. That puts me at 50 feet. Yep, I would still need to shoot him, but yeah. So yeah, I'll go forward and shoot.
Okay. Okay. The arrows seem to... Well, one of the arrows misses. Just straight up misses. Like... But the other one almost seems to pass right through him.
I hate fighting up plane creatures.
I'm sorry?
You know what I mean, Frank's like, you know, in character, it's like, I hate fighting up plane creatures. Always with these cheap tricks.
You got anything else up your sleeve?
Not at this range.
Alright. The dragon uses another legendary action to do a wing attack. This time it seems to have no effect at all on Braziel. Ditcha, your turn.
I am gonna... Ditcha will try and get Bradley off of Thingy's back with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And gliding in the circle to keep his height for the next turn. Oh, just and trying to keep as much height as possible.
Okay. So you're trying to pitch your wings up to... And Noodle's definitely having tentacle issues. You're still having tentacle trouble there, aren't you?
It's if I don't move my mouse occasionally, the screen will go dark, and I didn't move it in time.
You lose connection every time your screen goes dark? Okay. Anyway, you can turn those settings, I'm sure.
You gotta turn the screensaver extension on.
Right.
You have a short time.
Yeah. Ditcha.
Hello.
Despite one of those blasts seeming to hit Braziel center mass, it should have knocked him right off the back of the dragon. It does nothing. And your third blast backfires.
And I was focusing on Lance of Lethargy and repelling. Just to be annoying for movement. Which is relatively annoying, but it makes damage less. So it's fine.
Oh, you weren't using your agonizing blast?
How many can you use in a turn?
Okay. You have at level...
I have 6 of them. Man, if I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got 6 of them. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, yeah.
Yeah, level 14, you have 6 invocations. And they're not... You don't... Okay, let me double check this. Yeah, those are all automatically triggered whenever you cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Unless you elect not to activate them. So, yeah, you would technically, unless you... When rolling to hit... Sorry?
I think I'd be focused on, like, on trying to keep up in the air so it would go through.
Yeah.
That's
So
7 damage then.
7 damage, I'm afraid. Yeah. Okay. And... Sterling. Just gonna see if it... No, his breath weapon's not attack, not back. But either way, he is going to... turn around, make 3 attacks against the... against Braziel, against the Fiend. All 3 of those attacks would have hit, but they just pass right through him. And he screams, "What trickery is this? Where are you, Braziel? Come out, you coward!" Tommy, what do you do?
Okay. Let's see if this will work. I'll need another intelligence save from him.
And do you have... Okay, how does this work? Do you have to be able to see your target?
Nope, because I know his name.
Ah, shit, yeah.
That's why I asked Sterling, does he know the name before the fight started?
Clever.
Braziel, I said he was...
Yeah, but, yeah. You didn't know until he said it.
Oh.
But, me. Push.
Wow, I love this spell.
Ooh. He's gonna... Oh, fucking... Hello, North. So he's gonna use his last legendary resistance.
But he still takes half damage,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of where he's hiding.
25.
So
half of
12.
25 would be 12.
Yep. And you just see the lance come out of Tommy's hand, and instead of him throwing it, it kind of just warps somewhere.
Okay. Braziel loses concentrate on mislead. And so the illusion that was on Sterling's back vanishes. Or at Sterling's back vanishes. Because, of course, Sterling turned around and it was still there. And the real Braziel shimmers into existence about 50 feet away from Sterling. Well done.
So he's in the air?
He's still in the air.
Okay. So I can't do the other thing. If he's 50 feet away from Sterling, though, my dragon can reach him. So it's going to go over there and attack him.
Yeah. It would have been 60, but he was reduced by 10 feet. Fine.
See if he actually hit this time.
Yep, those both hit.
Alright, let me see. It is... Where's the render? 1d6 plus 4 plus the spell level. So that's 2d6 plus 18? Yeah, because spell levels... I don't know why they break it up like that.
$23. And this is magical?
I mean, it doesn't specify magical, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a magical spirit.
What's the damage? Is it bludgeoning? Is it
It's
force?
piercing.
Piercing. Okay, then yeah. So. Okay.
I mean, so it's either 23 or 12 or 11 damage. Either way, that's something.
Yeah. And then. Well, it would have been halved. But anyway, me. Oh no, that was the other thing. Yeah. He's going to make a attack with his blade, with his sinister black sword, on the draconic spirit. Does a 20 hit?
I believe so. Let me double check. Yep, it hits. What kind of damage does the blade do?
Force and necrotic.
Which my dragon resists both.
Okay, so you only take 14 points of damage. However, 7 of it comes off its max HP.
Okay.
Okay. And then... So is it still manifest?
Yeah, it's still kicking.
Okay.
That's only 14 damage.
Okay. Ubdowl.
I'm just saying it's a... Don't write my dragon off so early.
I would like to try and hit Braziel with a sunbeam again.
Okay. It's a con save, yes?
Yes.
$16.
I think that's a
wait a minute.
fail.
Yeah, I still have advantage. I may be out of resistances, but I still have advantage. What's your spell save DC, Ubdel?
It's 16.
Yeah, so passes. It would have beat it anyway, but how much damage? It's 6d8, yes? So 6d8 divided by 2.
68? Or was
Six.
it 8d6?
6d8.
68.
Yeah, 6d8. Rather than 68.
68 damage? Wow, that's a lot.
No.
I do 13.
13.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Raziel's not looking particularly happy or healthy right now.
I was just going to say out loud, Sir, that's Braziel. He's particularly pissed at you. I'm guessing you've gotten a lot of these.
A lot of what? Says Sterling.
Pissy people picking fights with you.
Because he's distracted by what?
And giving dragon advantage.
Oh, you did that. Okay.
The inspiration.
Okay. So that would have been a straight roll, which would have still been a 5. Okay. But Sterling does have 2 legendary resistances left, so yep, he's gonna pass that. And then it is Raziel's turn properly. And he's going to heal up a little tiny bit. And then
Braziel, can you please stop trying to murder the dragon?
I won't have to if you were standing at my side as you should be. Make a wisdom save.
Nope. Counterspell that shit.
Fair.
And if I would, he'd still murder us both, and he's got backup now.
Who's got backup? Oh, the dragon. Yes.
So, Ubdow, didn't you have an ability that lets you cancel the charm effect as a bard?
Did not prepare that spell because I didn't think I would need it.
And that's the
Counter charm?
Counter charm requires you to spend an action playing your instrument through to your next turn. And they didn't do that.
No.
It's not a reaction. You have to anticipate that you're going to get charmed and already be playing your instrument beforehand. It's a bit weird.
Fair enough.
Especially since his instrument is maracas. Anyway.
Anyway, going to die, Braziel. Even if I was there, we'd still die.
You and I should have words. But it's Frank's turn.
Alright. Frank's going to use his movement to get closer to him. How far am I now?
So you were already... So you can get within 20 feet of him, if you wish.
Yep. Close enough.
To do what?
I'm going to go ahead and use my Dragon Breath ability.
Alright. Is that a dex save?
I can do that shit twice.
Is that a dex save?
Yep. 2 times.
(21 and 27).
And he gets half damage if he beats me.
Yeah.
And he does beat me.
So roll the damage for 2 breath attacks and divide the result by 2.
Okay, so 46
/2.
Yep. /2.
Okay, you didn't do the /2, right? That's okay. So 7.
I thought I did a right one.
No worries. Did you put a space between the rest of it and the 2 and the slash?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, the app seems to think you did, but that's okay. 1, 2.
So 15.
You do 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
And the energy type, Radiant.
Nice. Ditcha.
Hello, Ditcha. Ditcha be here. I am gonna cast Levitate on myself to get more. Actually, no. He doesn't know how to use his wings. He'll probably forget to do that. Eldritch Blast.
Okay. So you're gonna fall another. Okay. Eldritch Blast. Go for it.
Oh, he doesn't know how to fly yet.
I think you'd be at the ground by now, but that's fine. You can shoot up from the ground.
Sure, yeah, I'd be on the ground. Plus 9.
9.
Damn it. Okay.
One
hits
hit,
at least.
one but
And one explodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Okay, so this is the one that explodes on me. 10 damage, max. Damage, that's fun.
+4 and drives you 10 feet into the ground.
Yes.
And slows
so
your speed by 10.
Yeah. And then the one that hits that dude.
Yes.
D10
+4.
+4. 7 damage and drives him kind of further up into the air.
10 feet into the air, yes.
And -10 to his movement.
Yes. Okay. Sterling's turn. Sterling.
He has the inspirations. You can do a few things with them.
I believe he already used that for a reaction earlier.
Okay.
But what he is going to do is fly at Braziel and attempt to attempt to disarm him, which would be a contested strength check. So, Sterling gets an 11. Fuck.
Oh.
D3 +4. Braz gets to keep his sword. Screw it, let's do that again. Sterling, stop it. You're letting me down, man. Although at least he hasn't succumbed to being charmed by Braziel. Yeah, Braziel holds onto his sword. So in his frustration, he's just going to use his third attack to bite. That hits. And it does 2d10. 8. +8. Divided by 2 piercing damage. 6 points of piercing damage on Braziel. Tommy, what do you want to do?
They ain't broke, don't fix it. Let me get an intelligence save.
And he cannot resist it this time. But he did get a 24 on the save.
Alright.
Damn.
Ooh, that's fun.
So he's taking half damage this time. 13.
Nice.
And, yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
I mean, I'll get closer, but that's all oh yeah, Dragon's turn now.
Well, okay.
Oh wait, is he going legendary?
Yeah, let's have Braziel do it quick legendary first. He's going to say, "You may send me back to hell, but I'm taking you with me." And he tries to thrust his sword into Sterling. Let's see if he succeeds. No!
Oh, that close.
Very close, because Sterling has an AC of 19.
Oh, face palms and mutters, Tiamat, help me, please.
I can really imagine basically a rather loud clang of metal against,
Yes.
solid scale.
A little bit. Yes. Like he glances off his silver plates. You are correct. Anyway, now the draconic spirit gets a turn, followed by your bell.
Five.
Okay. So 11 points of damage.
Well, I thought you were considered non-magical.
So it's only 5, right?
I'm guessing. Last time you said you considered it non-magical.
Yeah, it's non-magical, so it's 5. Which
All
is
right.
enough. And screaming in frustration, Braziel disintegrates. And his black sword drops to the ground.
I'm going to do something stupid and attempt to grab it once it lands.
Okay.
We're getting a lot better at taking care of those kind of creatures.
And I'm going to take the time to identify.
What was supposed to happen is that Braziel was supposed to successfully charm the dragon so that you'd be fighting both of them, but it didn't work out that way.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Hey, dice were on our side.
Yes.
Turns out the dragon's mind was more steady than you thought.
Mm-hmm. I would leave that alone if I were you, says Sterling. No.
Let me guess. To that weird mace.
I'm sorry, what?
Let me guess. Similar situation to that weird mace.
Is Sterling aware of a weird mace?
He was aware of the weird mace because
the Wand of Orcus.
Yeah, Wand of Orcus.
Yeah,
took me a moment to realise what you were talking about.
Hey, Frank learned not to invoke the name directly.
Indeed. I suppose, yeah, that is a weapon crafted by Braziel. It might very well contain a piece of him. I wouldn't trust it.
I have a way of safely picking it up. Animate object.
You're animating.
No.
You're
No.
You're animating the sword?
The dancing thing.
Yeah, you're using the dancing. Yeah.
I'm going to advise you not to do that.
Okay. You now have a dancing Braziel blade.
Do I have any kind of reaction to it?
What do you mean?
It like doesn't like give me evil thoughts, does it?
Are you telepathically linked to your dancing item?
I don't know.
Let's
I
have
can
a
make
look.
it move.
Let's have a look and see what the ruling is.
If I start talking in tongues, hit me.
Let's see. Creation Bard. Okay.
How hard should we hit you?
Animating performance. As an action, you can target a large or smaller magical item, non-magical item. It's not going to work because it's already magical.
Okay. I can't pick it up. This thing's magic. Hello, big dragon. How are you?
I'm fine, and my name is Sterling, not Big Dragon.
Sorry. Hello, Sterling. Pleasure to meet you.
Why are you
Sorry
talking to me that way?
Well, you had a fight with one winged tiefling, and now there's another winged tiefling talking to you right here, right now.
You don't worry. During the course of the battle, you made it very clear that you're working with me and against him. I'm not going to hurt you. Unless you give me reason to.
I do not plan on giving you a reason.
Good. Now, some of you I've seen before, haven't I?
Yep.
What brings you back to me?
Well, we've found a way of purging the necrotic energy.
You did?
And with this, Frank pulls out the Sunstone.
Interesting. May I see that?
It's already proven effective against the purple flames.
You hand him yours as well?
I thought Frank hadn't given his yet, sorry.
I didn't hand it over to him. I basically pulled it out.
Uh-huh. Okay. I imagined that if you held it up to him, he would have taken it from you, but if Obdal's also going to thrust theirs at him.
I kind of want to keep mine if possible.
Okay,
I
then.
was trying to make a good impression.
Okay. Do you have need of this? Or can I have
Need of
this?
what?
Can I have this one?
We had to literally travel to the afterlife just to get them.
Well, I hope what I'm about to do would somewhat compensate you. Do you trust me?
Frank's gonna insight.
Abdel says, "You can have mine if he doesn't want to give it."
Let's see here. Insight plus insight plus 9.
26. You know that whatever the dragon plans to do would involve you never seeing your sunstone again.
Yeah, but if it's all the same to you, I'm going to be keeping a solid grasp on this thing.
Ubdao just
Very well.
passes the dragon his.
Yeah, so
I have.
Well, technically, neither of you have to give yours, because I still have that extra one I took from Bandit.
Yeah, this is also true. But nevertheless, respecting Frank's decision, Sterling hands the sunstone back to Frank and graciously accepts Ubdal's sunstone instead. And he even says, "Are you sure, little
I'm
Tifa?"
sure.
Very well.
Yeah.
He then proceeds to swallow the sunstone.
I don't imagine that's going to be pleasant on the way out.
You see him, visibly, force it down his throat, and his body, he wriggles his shoulders, and His torso undulates, and after several uncomfortable-looking minutes, Sterling lays an egg that radiates light. Not as brightly as the sunstone, but nevertheless glows with radiant energy. Hopefully, he will be the first of many who will purge the darkness.
And the more stones you have, the more you can do of that?
I suppose I could, but
We've got to get more of these.
Am I the only one that's still remembering that we had to literally travel to the afterlife to get these?
Yes. But if we tell them what we're planning to do with it, maybe they'll give us more.
if you would be so kind as to tend this wormling, the radiance from your sunstones will help him to grow and incubate. I would also appreciate it greatly if you would tell him his name is Calder.
I don't suppose why not, because, well, if anything, it's the solid plan we got.
Calder, that's a wonderful name.
I'm glad you think so. Now, if you'll excuse me, the fight followed by that little act has left me somewhat exhausted. It's the prophecy from session 17. Wait. What are you referring to there?
Yes.
The birth of a radiant dragon.
Of a golden dragon purifying the land with radiant sun breath. Yup. Yup. Yep, that's Calder. Now you guys are in charge of making sure he hatches.
Rubdell does not know of the prophecy.
No.
Only Ever did, and
Ever's no longer with you.
Ever's no longer with us.
Right. You know what? Frank's gonna. I think Frank, with his high insight, would probably connect the dots.
Only if she ever told you about it, and I don't think she did.
Well, I am a cleric. Maybe I'll get a
I thought she did after she finished reading.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they probably did say.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, well, I'll be damned. Prophecy was real.
Wait.
Also, Tommy's still studying the sword.
Okay. Do you have Identify?
Yes, I do.
Are you going to cast it as a ritual or burn a spell?
But I assume I would have had enough time to do that when everybody was doing whatever that was just now.
Well, the dragon was yes, reproducing. And Obdal is asking about the prophecy. Yeah, okay. So, essentially, this blade is a sentient weapon. It is, as Sterling suggested, a fragment of Braziel's own energy. But he's been accumulating so much power that he had some to spare. He channeled some of it into this blade, partly as a insurance policy, and partly just because he could. Essentially, it works like a black razor. Do you know about that sword out of character?
The Black Razor?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with it.
Okay. So, I'm going to move that copy that I keep knocking over with my elbow. So, the Black Razor. It's a fun little sword. Not technically an artifact, because, Raziel's not technically a god yet. But it is a... well, he was wielding it like it was a long sword, but it can be a great sword. It's a +3. Once you attune to it, it's a +3 to attack and damage rolls. It's a magic weapon. It has the Devour Soul property, so when you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, the sword slays the creature and devours its soul, unless it is either a construct or an undead. A creature whose soul has been devoured by the Black Razor can only be restored to life by the Wish spell. When it devours a soul, the Black Razor grants you temporary hit points equal to the slain creature's hit point maximum. These hit points fade after 24 hours. As long as these temporary hit points last and you keep the Black Razor in hand, you have advantage on attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. If you hit an undead with this weapon, you take 1d10 necrotic damage and the target regains 1d10 hit points. Yeah, not particularly good against undead. If this necrotic damage reduces you to 0 hit points, Black Razor devours your soul. It's also got the Soul Hunter trait. While you hold the weapon, you are aware of the presence of tiny or larger creatures within 60 feet of you, as long as they're not constructs or undead. And you also can't be charmed or frightened. Black Razor can cast the haste spell on you once per day. It decides when to cast the spell and maintains concentration on it, so you don't have to. It's also sentient. It's, well, in this case, evil. It says chaotic neutral, but it's this one's evil. Intelligence of 17, wisdom of 10, charisma of 19. It has hearing and dark vision to 120 feet. It can speak, read, and understand common and can communicate with its wielder telepathically. This one can also speak infernal. Its voice is deep and echoing. While you attune to it, Black Razor, also, the Braziel blade in this case, also understands every language you know. It's an arrogant fucker. Its purpose is to consume souls. It doesn't care whose souls it eats, including the wielders. It believes that all matter and energy sprang from the void of negative energy and will one day return to it. It's Black Razor is meant to hunt that. Well, in this case, it's slightly different. It's not a. It wasn't crafted by the. It wasn't crafted in the Shadowfell. It was crafted in Hell. So, it's the reason why it eats souls is because it wants to make Raziel more powerful. Its hunger for souls must be regularly fed. If the sword goes 3 days or more without consuming a soul, a conflict between it and its wielder occurs at the next sunset. So yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, sounds like the kind of shit you shouldn't be fucking with.
But anyway, Frank, would you like to tell Obdal about the prophecy?
Yeah. Well, before you, we had a cleric going. Her name of Ever Firmoth. She's still in the fallen city.
Smile.
Smile. She she basically was able to gain a vision, and well, she saw a golden dragon purging the land with radiant energy. I believe we just basically witnessed the birth of potentially a new age.
Oh, that's very cool.
Kind of thought it was all wooey, but turns out all this religion stuff seems to have a good amount of validity to it.
So, like, do we need to take the child anywhere? Do we need to protect it? What do we need to do?
I think we need to keep it surrounded with radiant energy and make sure nothing breaks it before it's ready.
Use the sunstones to incubate it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm familiar with Owlin birth, but not dragon egg. Not sure if the two knowledges intersect.
Yeah, you're different creatures. I mean, for one, owlins need to reproduce sexually. Clearly, dragons don't.
Okay, let's put our sunstones around it, I guess, and maybe a blanket if we got one.
Does the artificer of the party have any wiser ideas about how to safely store and incubate this egg?
Bag of holding.
That would work.
No.
Why not?
Right. So, shall I try and pick it up and put it in there, or?
Well, from my very little understanding of eggs, they are living things in there, and they do. Wait, do they need oxygen? I'm not sure if they do, but they are living things, and I don't think bags are the best for living.
That's true. It would suffocate in there. You're right.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've lost quite a few friends to bags.
Okay, skipping right over that. Is anyone else hearing shit?
No. That's only for
That's purely me.
That's his
Sorry,
patron,
what?
and only you could
Yes.
hear it.
Yes. Ditch would have heard it, but I didn't fully hear it.
You should let us touch it. We would shape it in our image.
Judging from everyone's response to it, I don't think they're going to let us mess around with the egg. We'll have to do it when they're asleep.
Do not betray us.
I will not. I am your liege. Right, no, wrong way around. You are my liege.
You are my liege. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Tommy says he has an idea.
What is the idea?
Shoot.
Alright, so again, I'm still kind of ignoring the conversation with the egg because of this sword. It is kind of the Wand of Orcus situation, but unlike the Wand of Orcus, Tommy really feels like trying to take this thing is not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to do something else.
What is he going to do?
He's going to distract the energy from it.
You're going to try and absorb the energy from it?
Yep.
Interesting.
If he renders the sword useless, it won't be dangerous anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Even mean, if he personally doesn't do anything with it.
But it is only a piece of braziel.
Yeah. I imagine that piece it's not gonna go in without a fight.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, to be fair, none of the energy is going without a fight. I just got lucky.
Do you want to make an insight check?
Alright. Insight. So, +5.
There's a couple of things you may be able to ascertain depending on what you roll. 10.
14. Coming up, please, faster genius.
Okay. So with a 14, you'd realize that, well, if this thing could absorb life energy, and I try to absorb its energy, it's essentially going to be a magical tug of war to see what absorbs what.
I mean, there is one other option I could do.
What's that?
Actually, let me double check. I should have the spell on my list. Well, not spell.
You could try and summon Braziel and then stick his sword through him. That'd be funny. Absorb himself into his own sword. 2 birds, 1 stone. Break the sword afterwards.
Well, I have Mage Hand.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Go on.
For now, I will use the Mage Hand to grab the sword and place it after wrapping up, place it in the back folding.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't think it's a good idea to just leave it behind, but I don't think it's also a good idea to attune to it.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. Okay, in the meantime, Obdal, you were asking if you can roll insight on the egg. What are you trying to ascertain, exactly?
If I can use radiant spells to hatch the egg.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just be careful you don't actually break the egg in the process. You need to bathe it in radiant energy, not shatter it.
There's something like spirit guardians or
the light spell.
Yeah, that will cast.
Even, I believe there is actually a spell called Daylight, which just produces radiant.
Well,
energy.
I need to prepare that one. I don't have it at the moment.
It doesn't produce. It doesn't do any damage at all.
Would the aura thing that Frank can do be able to do the same thing?
The aura thing that Frank can do.
You know, I'm able to switch over my damage type to a different element. If I don't attack it, but
if you don't damage it, yes. If you just bathe it in light, then yeah, the more radiance it's exposed to, the better.
I will.
It's a similar principle to hatching a. I know this is, hatching a red dragon egg in a pool of lava or a raging furnace, or freezing a white dragon egg, or you expose it to the associated element.
fair enough.
So we want to bathe it in light, but not hit it directly.
Yeah, you want to bathe it in. You want to give it a nice tan, not cook it.
Alright. Cool. I might be able to do something then.
Yeah.
I was just casting light on it. How long does the light spell last?
It's a cantrip, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a cantrip. Just keep spanning that fucking thing.
Yeah, I want to know how long it lasts, though.
Okay.
Please.
It lasts an hour. You touch one object that's no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. Until the spell ends, the object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. So you can cast it on one of the rocks that you've pushed next to it. You can touch the egg itself. But every hour you'll have to recast.
I will do that.
You could also, because it's a cantrip, light to turn several of the stones surrounding it into light emitters.
Okay, it's going to be very bright here. Light.
Alright, so just light stuff will work? 'Cause I know dancing lights.
Yeah.
Frank's gonna, crack its fingers and produce that aura effect. Put his hands on the egg.
Okay.
Refine. Can't help.
It is very bright. I wonder if this dragon has sunglasses.
Well, I mean, it's in the egg, so I don't think it really needs it.
What the hell
Yeah,
are
but it's
sunglasses?
very bright for us, is what I mean.
Yes, it'd be bright for you because you've all been living in the shadows for quite some time.
Yeah. I don't know. With Frank,
So it hasn't been an hour yet, right?
It's not been an hour yet. You just...
Alright, so technically, since my draconic spirit is still here, I want to have it lay down as close as it can to the dragon, point its snout up, and use its breath weapon, Radiant. So just sort of shooting into the air.
Rather than an aggressive foosh, just a gentle bathing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a stream.
And it's going to do that for as long as it lasts.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. And with the previous question thing, it's like, what the hell are sunglasses?
You didn't have sunglasses.
As time passes, you see that there are there's various kinds of undead gathering in the darkness just outside the radius of bright light. Curious, drawn by the smell of life, but repelled by the light. Unable to get closer, unable to turn away.
Okay, we need to keep this up, or they're going to be on our asses.
How many would you say there are?
More than you can count.
Lovely. And how many are more than I can count? Okay, never mind then.
So there's ghouls, there's zombies, there's all kinds of things. The wraiths, whites.
Is there anything like big undead?
Are there any big?
Or just like?
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, they're just the standard guys.
There's some hulking zombies too. Yeah.
How annoyed am I by this?
Did I just drop?
Alright, forget it. Wisdom save on the big one.
Can I drop a sickening radiance?
Sure.
Let's
see what happens first. So it fails. What happens to it?
Alright, so now he's dominated, and I'm just gonna give it the order to clear those guys out.
So this large zombie just starts slamming its huge arms against the surrounding undead. While that's happening, what does Ditcher do?
Sickening radiance. Actually, no, I don't have that. I'll do Evard's black tentacle.
Okay.
There's just this mound of. There's just this radius of just whipping tentacles, dark, kind of.
Ew, what the fuck was that?
Kind of dark.
Yes.
Tentacles.
That's
they just whip around and attack anything that's within their spot.
Yes. That's my slimy tentacle sound from the soundboard. Do you like it?
No!
I'm so glad I have soundboards off.
You should turn it on for a moment so you can hear it.
I think I've heard it before, you know.
Probably.
Yeah. Frank's gonna...
I use it for Hunger of Hadar as well.
Yeah. Frank's gonna tap into his draconic training and basically, flash some fear towards these damn things.
Yeah, they're undead. Right? If somebody has, I don't know, turn undead, that could be useful, Abdal.
Oh yes, I'll use that. I'll use it. Hey guys, I learned this new skill. I cast turn undead.
Several of the undead run away. One particular area, but yeah.
Yeah. I imagine Frank thinking, I think that worked. Looks back, sees glass, and it's like, wow.
Can I quickly make something to protect the egg, like some sort of spiky shield I can put over it or something?
Okay, so I want you to make an Arcana check to see if you understand the principles involved in what I'm about to suggest.
Okay. Arcana. I have a +5 to Arcana.
That's fine. Give yourself advantage. Well,
yeah.
not advantage. Bardic inspiration. Add a D10 to it.
D10. 16.
So 16 altogether. Fantastic. So it occurs to you that you could create a reflective surface surrounding them. So the outside of it would be designed to protect the egg and keep it safe. The inside of this shell would be designed to reflect the light emitted by the sunstones and the light-infused stones that you've put inside with the egg. So,
okay, yeah.
How long does it take for you to make your creation?
I think it's an action, technically.
I think so too, which is funny. Perform. As an action, you can channel some of the Song of Creation to create one non-magical item of your choice within 10 feet of you. Yup. And you're high enough level where it can be large. So yeah, you can surround the egg with a hard, like a stony shell that has a reflective inner mirror surface. Like you've put it in a geode, right?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that imagines she's just aggressively salsering with her maracas bringing this up?
Yes.
As the geode closes around the egg, you find yourself no longer in the light.
I cast light on the outside of the geode. Light. I cast light on that rock there. I cast light on that rock. I cast light on Tommy.
No, you can't do it on a living person. It's got to be on an object. It can be an object you're carrying, but it can't be a creature.
I pick up a rock, I cast light at it, I yeet it towards the undead. I pick up another rock, I cast light on it, yeet it at the undead. My native tongue.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, wait, I just thought about something.
Go on.
Can I test my Zenzuko on him?
Yes! You could, yeah, you can in fact, you can just open the shutter and just let her rip, just just a beam cutting right through them.
I'm going to do that, but I'm going to intentionally avoid the big guy and just let him keep smacking people around.
You're the only one that's imagining basically a laser cutting through undead like butter.
Yeah, it would be slicing them into. It's not just light at this point. It's intense enough to do, heat damage as well. So yeah, it's a big freaking cutting laser. It's a mining laser at this point.
Yeah, Frank sees that and it's like, remind me not to piss you off.
I'll herd them this way. Rock, light, yeet.
I'll focus on keeping some radiant energy on the egg. Not sure there's not much I can do against a horde.
Well, you also don't need to do much of that because it's in its own little self-thinking. It's basically in its own radiant equivalent of a greenhouse right now.
Then Frank would,
Basically, she's built an incubator.
Arm up with his arrows. In case I even decide to go for it.
Yeah, you can also, you've got long enough range with that you can pick them up in a distance. You can even fly up and take pot shots from the air.
No, Frank's actually going to do that. It's like, all right, you chuckle fucks.
Okay.
Let's see if you can keep up with me.
Is there anything that Ditchin is going to be doing to pass the time while the dragon incubates?
I have my advanced black tentacle up, just.
Oh yeah, you're just going to keep maintaining
wrecking
that?
Shit. Well, thank you for that, light. I'll make sure to put it to good use. I'll just throw it into the crowd somewhere.
And I'm
surround the ones that are in the black tentacle area, so that as much as they want to leave the tentacles, they're surrounded by stones of light. And
basically.
Am I the only one you're spamming Eldritch Blast?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'm assuming he would also be spamming Eldritch Blast, and
yeah,
particularly any undead that do leave the tentacly area. You're just going to repelling blast them back in,
and it makes them hard. It makes it harder for them to move out as well.
Yes, because it slows them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This straight up sounds like a scene from Doom.
Yeah.
It is a little bit. It's a bit of more of attrition, but you're doing pretty well at keeping them back.
Yes.
But nevertheless, there seem to be lots of them, waves and waves of them. And
I have a question.
yes.
Did I use both my instances of fabricate when I created the lenses?
No.
Alright, so I'm going to use the other charge in my axe to create the plant wall.
Nice. So that's going to slow him down a bit too.
Yep.
But incubating a dragon egg is not a quick process. So this siege takes a while.
I'm hoping the dragon comes out to blast them with us.
I mean, we don't have to be here, right?
Well, I'm assuming you want to protect the egg.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we don't. I mean, could not technically get us and the egg out of here.
You could try.
Oh yeah, dimension.
Yeah.
Teleportation circle.
Don't you?
Pick up the incubator full of stones. Who's the strongest? Who's the who?
Probably Tommy, but Tommy also has teleport circle.
Frank has 19
Frank has
strength.
better strength than I do.
I think it would have to be Frank that carries it. Yeah.
Ubdal yells, "Sir, we're going to get the egg somewhere safe. There's too many undead."
Probably a good idea. I think I'm running out of arrows.
Yells to Dragon.
Sterling has disappeared back to wherever his lair is. He already excused himself.
I assume he fucked off at some point, seeing as he's not here helping us.
He fucked off because he's tired. North has a competitor in the YouTube comments. Somebody posted a tomato.
Oh, the fruit and veg war is happening.
Indeed.
Let's just hope he doesn't come up to the chips and ketchup type of thing.
Indeed.
Anyway.
Nah, ketchup and mayo.
So you're going to as the undead come closer, you decide to bid a retreat, picking up the egg and carrying it aloft into the sky.
Yeah.
The rest of you also taking off, I assume.
Yeah.
Where are you going to take the egg? Oh, hey, Missouri.
I presume the nearest city. You know, somewhere we can build up defenses.
The nearest cities would be Samuel or Kaikstan.
Well, Kaikstan is surrounded with magic-consuming machines and the other one, doesn't that still have that demon-infused sports team?
You were thinking of Sturmendrang, but there are some very evil flying creatures that have taken over Samuel.
Do you guys know of a temple or something that we can go to?
Are you going
to...
Odal, are you about to cast what I think you're about to cast?
I don't have teleport.
No, not teleport. Temple of the Gods.
I want to cast that, yes.
I think it would take a lot. You're going to have to find a safe place first and then cast it. It's not an action.
No, that is not an action. That's going to take me an hour to cast. Guys, I learned this other new spell called Temple of the Gods. It will take me an hour to cast, but if we can get away from here, we'll have a good place to set up.
So, are you going to go south, which would lead you to one of the cities that are that are full of undead tieflings, undead orcs and elves, and undead potentially or fiendish flying things, or you can head north towards the volcano crater, or east or west, and you don't know where that would take you. You do know, however, the night came from the west.
I say west. Out of character, I kind of want the temple to be at the place it is in the future timeline.
You want to be the one that sets up the Temple of Palor in the Ashwoods?
Kinda.
Okay.
Whatever direction decided fast. I'm getting out of steam.
Secret spot Ubdal knows about.
I'm sorry?
It could be a finger quote secret spot Ubdal knows about, which is kind of in a way.
Yeah, you don't. None of you know about Skelbany, except that it's full. What you would have been told as Misrans is that it's full of primitive nomadic tribes that have not grasped simple magic, never mind what you can do.
Yeah, wouldn't it make sense that Frank would think that would be
ideal?
That sounds like a kind of place that wouldn't be affected by the blast.
Yeah, you might think that.
We need to go somewhere where there's no undead, where maybe there's less magic, somewhere hidden. Maybe to the unexplored land.
I think I know somewhere that didn't really use Lycosite.
Okay, let's go there. Teleport.
Yeah.
Village.
So you're heading west?
Yeah.
Okay. Does everybody agree with that? To head in the direction the night came from?
Yes.
I know you do.
Unfortunately, we're in a rock and a hard place right now, and...
Ditcher and Tommy, are you cool with this?
Well, I suppose that night was quite weak, so I don't think it should be an issue.
And he's from only one of those tribes. I doubt they're all like that.
Really hope you're right, because I think my arms are starting to get sore.
And what was that you mentioned before about stupid magic? You're the only one breaking a sweat here.
You're the one that's not holding... How heavy is this kind of egg?
It's not just the egg, it's the fact that it's inside a geode full of sunstones.
Oh, I can levitate that if you want.
But you wouldn't be able to levitate you if you did.
True. Never mind.
You'd have to ride the back of the Pegasus.
Right now, I'm breaking a sweat because I'm lugging around what could be a ton of weight.
Can I use my levitational thing to carry the egg?
What levitational thing?
Dancing item.
Oh yeah, that would give it the ability to fly. Yeah.
Are you sure you want the very? Are you sure you want the dragon egg to be essentially mixed around like it's a cocktail?
It would be, yes, it would be getting shaken like a maraca.
Who's got that teleport spell?
I believe Tommy is the one who cast the teleportation circle. I don't know if he also has teleport. Tommy, are you
I've got the dimension door.
Ravenbird? Dimension door just bounce you 500 feet.
Yeah, true.
I help Frank lift it. Tommy, you're ready to teleport? Excuse me.
Don't know if he's even here. He's been quiet for quite some time. I wonder if he's AFK.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh, you are here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Tommy was asked several questions and we weren't getting any responses.
Sorry. Well, technically I wasn't here. I had to... Never mind. Not important.
Fair. Bathroom break, huh?
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, so... the decision was made to travel west. Would Tommy have had any objection to that?
Not really. Trying to think what's west.
Well, you guys don't know this yet, but Skelbany.
Alright, well then, yeah, I have no objections.
It was judged to be the lesser of multiple evils?
And Frank has been beginning to complain about the weight of the incubator with the stones inside.
Because I while of flying, it's even with good stamina, it's certainly starting to get heavy.
Indeed. So, Obdal has asked you, Tommy, if you have the teleport spell. Now, given that this is, even if you do, they're asking you to teleport to somewhere you've never been before. It's risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I don't have teleport. I have teleportation circle,
That's what I thought.
which will only take me back to my lab.
Right. So what if we try and get close to this Skelbony place? I'll set up a temple.
Okay.
We'll last a day. We can get some rest, and then we can move into this other land.
Okay.
How does that sound? Or tiny hut?
Yeah, that sounds workable.
That sounds like anything. That sounds better than any plan we currently have.
Okay.
Okay.
As you are flying west, you see something you haven't seen. You begin to see something you haven't seen in a very long time. Trees.
Well, look at that! It's untainted!
Oh, wow.
Head towards the trees.
Doesn't feel
Trees.
correct.
Right now, I'm just blessing our luck at this point.
Okay. As you see that there are trees, but they're mostly saplings. They haven't been growing long. You're still flying at the moment, but
Yep.
The area around them is still sort of dark. The ash clouds are still covering most of the sky, and yet these trees are putting out green leaves. So they must be surviving somehow.
Are they the colour of ash?
No, they are not. And by the way, ash trees are not called ash trees because they're ash coloured.
Yeah.
They're not.
Wood type.
It's just a type of wood. Now, these are fairly dark, twisted-looking trees. They look like they've been struggling to survive.
You know what? Frank's gonna roll insight.
Do you want to take a closer look? Gather some more information? Or are you just going to... Okay.
Yeah, Frank's gonna stay at that current distance because,
Okay.
currently focusing on, keeping the egg steady.
Fair enough. So, Frank, in his usual, given everything you've seen over the last few weeks, it occurs to you that whatever has happened to these trees, it must be doing something pretty horrible to survive. Without sun, without rain, except for acid rain.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good idea to land here. Land near those trees.
Okay, not going near the scary dark wood.
Yeah.
Well done for
Must be
listening.
doing something dodgy to survive.
Well done for what?
Well done for naming it.
He said the line.
You said the line. But yeah,
I think he's still got some. still got fuel in the tank.
As you fly up and over these woods, you notice that there are corpses among the trees. In fact, it looks like several of the trees are growing out of the corpses.
Oh yeah, it was definitely not a good idea to try and park there.
You can also see, as you continue flying, what appears to be the top of the mountain that has landed southwest of these dark woods, forming a jagged array of stones, each big enough to be considered a mountain of their own.
They look safe, but not sure how much further I can get this thing further.
I think we can stop round here.
Yeah, so long as we miss that dangerous bit of wood.
There is a large area of open land between the woods and the shattered mountain top.
Should we land?
Yeah, let's land here.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you all touched down. Go on.
Yes. I do. This feels wrong. Grass shouldn't be. Like, it feels weird to have grass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just count to my blessings as Crank basically tries to relocate his shoulders.
There's not a lot of grass. In fact, it's mostly hardier vegetation, brambles and shit.
Even that's probably weird to us.
Oh yeah.
Well, I do have an idea of how we could how we can make a little better, but could be a little risky.
What's that?
I could go up there and cut a hole. You know, holding the sunstone.
Yes, I know what you mean. I'm waiting for the other players to react.
If you wish to. Sounds like it sounds like something you can do.
Mm-hmm. Are you still holding onto your sunstone, or are you going to have to retrieve it from inside the incubator? Okay.
Remember, Frank was using his, your thing he can do with his punch to,
yes,
help.
Yes, but I didn't know you actually had to hold on to the sunstone to be able to do that. I thought you'd absorbed the magic from your sunblade to do that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so okay. Anyway, so you still have your sunstone.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to fly up into the air and just chase the clouds away using your sunstone.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's flying up, just thinking to himself, like, please don't burn, please don't burn, please don't burn! Because last time he had experienced rain, it basically burned him.
So you do know that when the clouds dissipate, it's going to come down as rain. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes up there, and it does indeed start raining.
Does it hurt? Okay, yeah, that's the answer.
You all take 2 points of damage.
I thought it'd be better than this.
Begins casting Temple of the Gods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Frank's just, at this point, just tanking it.
Mm-hmm.
I use my cleric ability to create an item to shield myself.
You're gonna make an umbrella.
The god, yes.
You're gonna take an hour to make an umbrella.
Does it take an hour?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be easier just casting Temple of the Gods then.
Yeah.
I stand under a tree as I do it.
There are no trees in this open area.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally have to cast a healing spell.
Yeah. You all are, occasionally. Although it's a slow trickle. And,
The axe thingamajig. The magic wood axe.
that's true. Although I think he's used up all his charges. Protecting you from the undead.
Oh, that's
Correct.
yeah, that might be.
But yeah. As you can see, you take an average of 1 hit point of damage every 6 seconds.
And how long is it going to take to make the Temple of the Gods?
An hour.
An hour.
Alright, I'm going to use my last spell slot to resummon my Spirit Dragon, just have it float overhead.
And die?
Pretty much.
It's going to keep the acid off you as it screams in agony. Funny.
That's mean. You're tormenting your familiar.
Unless you could put a dragon type that's resistant to the acid?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Green one. But that's only going to protect Tommy. What did Ditcher and Frank... Well, Frank has said you're just tanking it and healing yourself up.
Well, I mean, it's large.
Yeah.
So kind of like cover technically 2 of us.
Okay.
I'm very small.
I'm going to cover the caster.
Thank you. And if either of you need healing spells, just come over here. We can heal you.
I'm gonna summon a water elemental above me.
To absorb it? Okay.
Yeah, to absorb it.
That's clever. It is looming over you, keeping the rain off you.
And it's resistant to acid as well.
Yep, yes it is.
Slowly but surely making the hole bigger.
Mm-hmm. Obdal, what does this temple look like that you're building? Bearing in mind that... Actually, this is right at the edge of the plane, right? Yeah. Oh, is it right in the middle of this area, or is it pretty close to the edge of the Darkwood?
It probably wouldn't be near the Darkwood.
Okay. Then you're probably building the very first building that would become, in the future, Coal City.
Ooh.
So what does this temple look like? Of course, if it's only going to last 24 hours, it doesn't matter what it looks like. But if you're going to cast, if you intend to recast it so that it becomes one of the...
Oh yeah, because we're not at the location we wanted to cast it in yet, are we?
Nope.
Then it would probably look like...
City Hall.
Yeah.
What if you base the design off Cake Stand one?
Yeah, he's going to base it off the city hall that was in Cake Stand.
A home away from
We're
home.
going to have bedrooms.
of course, it's still a temple, so it's got to have, a nave, transept, an altar, that sort of thing. But yeah.
Or the reception area.
Yes, that's the reception area, exactly. Yes. So yeah, the main seating area for worship would probably be some sort of circular
just the waiting room,
amphitheater type thing. But anyway,
put the egg here. We can all sit around the seats round here and watch it.
So eventually, after an hour, the temple is built. You're all fairly. You and all of your gear has been somewhat acid burnt, unavoidably. Some of you more than others, but you did manage to clear a patch of sky. So this temple is actually lit by a shaft of daylight.
How much hit points do I have at this point?
Let's say 3.
Good bird.
Like Frank just lands and I'm fairly certain his clothing's half rags at this point.
Yeah.
Aren't they rags already?
Yeah, for the most part.
Think about it, I changed out my outfit.
Yeah.
This is the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your new one is now rags too.
Yeah. Frank just comes in.
Your feathers aren't looking too good at the moment either.
Do you need some help preening?
I think I need a nap.
Surely you'd want to heal first.
You could do a combo and say, and if you, because it's, yeah, we're coming up onto 3 hours of playing. If you want, we can put a pin in it here. And you can get a long rest.
Probably makes sense. It's at a safe spot to pin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frank, slows down. It's like,
yeah, this is a good spot.
Okay, so you all long rest in Temple's first, in Skelbony's first temple dedicated to Palo?
Palo.
Yeah.
Palo.
Nice.
We would have not gotten this far without him.
Indeed. So, yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys listening have enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed playing. That you grace your presence in the Games and Geekery Discord server. It would be great to see you there. And yeah, if you want to, you can also sign up on our Patreon to help keep all of this self-sufficient and also gain access to extra content, the super secret server, and all of that stuff. In the meantime, no matter what role you play, have a good